The Pixel 7 Pro is one of the best, cheapest phones that you can buy in 2025, and let me tell you why. Now, I know that the Pixel 9 Pro has come out, and a lot of people have forgotten about the little old Pixel 7 Pro. But what if I told you that this phone has a new home in the smartphone market? The Pixel 8 Pro and Pixel 9 Pro are really good upgrades from the Pixel 7 Pro. They have better cameras, better chips, and more quality features that makes the phone feel even newer. And with all this new stuff that the Pixel 9 Pro added, many of us have forgotten how good of a phone that the Pixel 7 Pro has been. And that's the reason why I say that it's still good enough to have a new home. Basically what I'm saying is that the Pixel 7 Pro is the brand new Pixel A series. It's a cheaper budgeted phone that is a step down from the Pixel 9 Pro and 8 Pro, but can give you better value since it's at a cheaper price. And looking online, the Pixel 7 Pro is around $300 to $500, and I think that it's the perfect phone for someone who doesn't want to break the bank. And my favorite part about the Pixel 7 Pro is that it's still of higher quality, which in turn means that it will last you longer, and that's why I wanted to share my experience with it to help you guys decide on whether or not it's actually worth it for you. Now, in the year of 2025, the Pixel 7 Pro has been able to give me a solid battery life. I even picked another one up to recently test it out. Until this day, I'm still getting 5 to 6 hours of screen time, and this phone has lasted me damn near all day. This time around, I used it more heavily. I'm playing a good amount of Asphalt 9. I use my 7 Pro to check my Instagram and TikTok to see how my videos are doing. And I even spend a ton of time watching YouTube videos. Most of the time I'm getting 6 hours, and on days where I was working, it will be closer to 4 or 5. And by the end of the day, my phone will be around 5 to 10% battery, which was pretty solid. On days where I would extend my time to 6, I mainly utilize the power saving mode in the morning, especially when I was binge watching videos on YouTube. But on most days, I used it to its full battery capacity. The Pixel 7 Pro supports 27-watt charging, but I use my 30-watt charger to charge it, and it's honestly pretty slow. There were times where I tried to charge it during the day, and it would take damn near 2 hours. But if you can get the Pixel 7 Pro for around $300 to $500, it's not that much of a deal breaker. Wireless charging was basically useless to me. Whenever I would put my 7 Pro on it, the phone would get significantly hot, and the charging would get noticeably slower, so I pretty much gave up on it. And I also like to keep the more battery consuming software features like always on display, my Pixel being able to tell me what song is playing in the background, and 5G to name a few. And now looking at the build quality in 2025, the Pixel 7 Pro has held up extremely well. I rarely got any drops out of it, and the only problem was its glossy back because the material attracts more fingerprints. But again, if you can get this phone for $300 to $500, a plastic back would even be good. So overall, the Pixel 7 Pro still has a very premium look. And if you're someone who's not a fan of the boxy frame on the 9 Pro, then I think that the 7 Pro, 6 Pro, and even 8 Pro will do you justice. Now the 7 Pro's size has also held up extremely well. It's damn near the same size as my Pixel 9 Pro. And I would say that personally, it's the most comfortable to hold. It's the most rounded, and it also is very light, so it felt good to hold on for a long period of time. And although the curved display is not everyone's favorite, I really do like it because it makes your phone damn near bezel-less whenever watching videos or just doing simple things. The buttons were very clicky and premium. The ports and mics are very discreet. And despite the fact that it doesn't hold the same weight in 2025, I still would consider it to have a quality feel after years of use. And in terms of weight and feel in hand, the Pixel 7 Pro is definitely a little bit heavier. And personally, I like this since heavier phones have always felt more premium in my opinion. It's not a major difference from the Pixel 9 Pro, but you can feel the slight heaviness. Either way, it still resulted in a comfortable feel, so I had no complaints. The 7 Pro's durability is also very solid, Gorilla Glass on the front and back, and while I know that it won't crack, my main concern is the sides and its scratch resistance. I easily get both of these scratched up, so if you do plan on buying the Pixel 7 Pro, I would advise you guys to get a case and a screen protector. My main regret was not getting one because again, the scratch resistance is so poor. And the funny thing is that the scratches happen in the slightest inconvenience, like when you sit it face down on a hard wooden table, or if you put it in the wrong pocket. Now moving on to display, the Pixel 7 Pro's display has actually been pretty great. And for the price that you're getting, the resolution is top tier, the colors are great, and the overall visual experience is the same as the Pixel 9 Pro. So you're basically getting a very identical display that is not only a step up from budget phones, but it's also holding up very strong, so it does have longevity. And right here, I'm going to show 3 different types of videos to really show how the colors look. Right here is a cartoon, and as you can see, the colors have a really nice pop. Next, I wanted to show you guys sports to show off its nice resolution. And finally, I wanted to show a regular video on YouTube so that you can see how it looks with any type of video. And as you guys can see, the viewing experience is still really good, and you're basically getting the same display as a newer Pixel, but for a much cheaper price. Screen real estate was not an issue whatsoever. The very tiny hole punch camera barely gets in the way when watching videos. Using swipe gestures is great as well because there are no extra buttons on my display, and the Pixel 7 Pro really knows how to use as much screen as possible. The brightness is a step down from the 9 Pro XL, but that's expected. I was still able to see very clearly, but again, it wasn't as bright, so I did have to squint a little bit more. But besides that, the refresh rate was amazing, the responsiveness was nice, and again, this still feels like a newer phone. But one thing I will say is that the fingerprint sensor is pretty bad when compared to the newer Pixel 9 Pro, and this was my biggest gripe with the Pixel 7 series as a whole. I honestly prefer to use facial recognition, and that's not really saying much either. Facial recognition only worked during the daytime, so at night, I basically had to use my passcode to unlock my phone. Now moving on to camera, the Pixel 7 easily has the best camera in its price range. The pictures and videos are very close to the Pixel 9 Pro, which is saying a lot. As always, Pixels have been good at capturing darker skin tones. The blur is minimalized while still looking good, and the added lighting wasn't too much. The Pixel 7 zoom photos also looked really good. The sharpness was there, the lighting was still kept well. And I was thoroughly impressed with the Pixel 7 Pro zoom photos even compared to the 9 Pro. Inside photos didn't disappoint either. The selfies were very nice since I went where I could get the best lighting, and they were basically the same exact as the Pixel 9 Pro. Outside photos with different objects and environments stood out the most, and I feel like this is where Pixel is at its best, not only in terms of quality, but also in terms of photo editing. Now the videos on the Pixel 7 Pro were good, but not great. My face will look weird at times, but other than that, the outer camera did its best work, but again, it's not really that great when compared to the Pixel 9 Pro. And I feel like the ISO adjustment was just as bad as my Galaxy S23 Ultra, so a lot of times the automatic lighting just wasn't consistent. And alright you guys, that's it for my review on the Pixel 7 Pro in 2025. In my opinion, it's one of the best phones in its price range, and I always find it amazing how Pixel phones always drop in price the second that the next phone is released. But I also would say that for the consumer, it's just another great reason for why the Pixel 7 Pro is a great buy in 2025. Peace.